Hello, Next Page Productions. Wait. Hello, welcome to Next Page Productions, where we watch films and we make them. So I wanted to tell you guys about the craziest summer I've had in my life. I had the opportunity to go assist a director in shooting a feature film in LA. And I'm making this video to share with you guys what I've learned and also archive what I've learned so I don't forget them anytime soon. I'll probably be making a series on this because there's just way too much to talk about in one video. But for now, this will serve as the first installment in LA Adventures. So how did I even get on this project? So basically, my best friend slash boyfriend Chris, his family runs a production company called Lost Trails Productions. They decided to create a script and produce a movie called Mayfield's Game. And them knowing I was into filmmaking and wanting to learn as much as possible, they graciously let me in on the project, helping in any way I could. As principal photography approached, they weren't exactly sure what role I would have during the shoot. So I met up with AJ Tesler, the director of this movie, and we talked for a bit. And he suggested that I would be his shadow or assistant during the process. And I said yes, a little bit louder than I should have, but I was ecstatic. So I have been on set before. One job was as a production assistant and one was on a larger budget short film where I worked as a script supervisor. And every time I got on set, I felt like a changed person walking off. And learning from those short films was monumental. But compared to the lessons I've learned in LA and really spending time on set, it completely goes without saying that this experience has completely changed my life. As we arrived in LA, principal photography was to be starting soon. And surprisingly, I wasn't entirely nervous. I just didn't know what to expect, so I was just kind of waiting for it to happen. This was probably because I was surrounded by people who make me feel comfortable and confident, and thus I felt ready for this role. So on the very first day, we were on set at a model home, and when we arrived, people were moving around like bees. Everyone seemed like they all had something to do all the time, 24/7, and I was just standing in the middle of it like, I don't know what I'm doing. Which I'm sure everyone has felt all the time, but this was definitely the biggest occasion where I felt that. So once everything was all set up and ready for the first shot, more or less, the director gathered everybody to have a little, pre-shoot speech. And as I was walking over there, I felt this trickle down my nose. I was like, what is it gonna be? And I tap it and it's blood. And that was the peace before the storm. So as AJ was making this really kind and sweet speech that was preparing us all for this crazy project, I was just standing there like, good speech, AJ! But I thought it was perfect that I started this process by shedding some blood, because I think there's a quote that's like, blood, sweat, and tears is when you're passionate. Well, we can check blood off that list. So as we began shooting, I was not feeling confident because I wasn't sure what my responsibilities were as the director's assistant. So I kind of feigned confidence and walked up to people and was like, I'm Paige, what's your name? And lucky for me, people on the set really responded to that and seemed very interested in me and kind of how I got to this set. On another angle, I was really interested about them because as I began to get to know these people over the course of the next month, I would learn some of the most valuable lessons, and that was simply through listening. But I'll save those lessons for another video.
Well, now you have to watch the next video.
As the days went on, I figured out who I wanted to be on set. I was for sure one of the youngest crew members, but I used that to my advantage. People were so open to sharing their life experiences with me and their advice and what they wish they would have done when they were my age. Another little thing that I decided to do while there was to not sit on set and hang with me here. So there will be a lot of downtime on set for sure whenever camera or electric were working on stuff, and some people didn't have to be standing. But personally, when I'm sitting, it means that I'm being lethargic or just not working hard, and I really wanted to earn my place there. I really wanted people to see my work ethic and passion, and I guess the way I wanted to show that was just through not sitting on set. That should be on a t-shirt. We don't sit on set. It's super simple, but I figured I'd rather people not notice me standing than people notice me sitting all the time. Something great that happened during this production is that as each day would go on, I'd look at the previous day and be like, wow, I knew so little. Because every day I would learn a new way to help the director, help production go along, or even find ways to learn from other people just by utilizing the time on set. Being on set was probably one of the most difficult things I've done in my life. It was 12 to 14 hour days, 3 to 4 to 5 days at a time. But as much as it was difficult, it was so gratifying. Despite my feet dying and my mental state being in smithereens, I was so grateful for every minute of it and every lesson I could soak up. Alright you guys, that was my initial / introductory thoughts of my time on set. I'm so excited to share more of the individual events that happened, but for now that's gonna wrap it up. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to follow nextpage_productions for more content of whatever I want to post, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Meet me at the old bar, we can keep the cold out. Everyone is dancing, singing, and we'll feel so safe inside. Watch the people spinning, you know that I love you, but I think it's so...
AJ, our director, gathered So once we got everything more or less shut, AJ, our director